we still waiting to find out which one it could be. Of course, the PLP is ready for whichever one because they have all this money. And hopefully they ain't give Justin Smith all the campaign money as well. But they have access to lots and lots of money for a by-election or a general election. All right, and then COI with Lincoln Bain, they're ready to do battle. They didn't name most of their candidates. They got a couple more to name, and then it's all out war, right? And then the DNA. Well, we can talk about the DNA in a minute. But the FNM is in turmoil. The FNM, which is a major national party behind who should be COI is who should be ahead of COI. The FNM is behind because the FNM is in turmoil as they squabble over the failures of Michael Pintard's leadership. I read this story the other day. I'm going to read it here now. It says, impending by-election frightened Pintard to death. This is what it says. It says, the sudden passing of Vaughn Miller has ripped a gaping hole in the political fabric of the Bahamas. This is not just a moment for reflection, but a time of urgent decision-making and sober statesmanship. It has laid bare the vulnerabilities of an opposition caught off guard and the precarious position of a leader already on shaky ground. Michael Pintard is now in a crucible of contradictions, where every move is a delicate balance between political survival and party duty. Let us not mince words. The FNM is confused, and Pintard's position is Pintard's posture, is desperate. On the one hand, the law demands that a by-election writ be issued. On the other hand, the FNM does not have the resources or perhaps the appetite to wage a bruising by-election campaign with a general election looming barely a year away. It is a damned if you do, damned if you don't dilemma, and Pintard is caught in the vice. The sudden passing of Vaughn Miller has ripped a gaping hole in the political fabric of the Bahamas. This is not just a moment for reflection, but a time of urgent decision-making and statesmanship. Hold on. Okay, no, they repeat that. Okay, so they repeat that. Sorry. Consider this. Let's go. It says, consider this. Consider the political arithmetic. If Michael Pintard contests the by-election and loses, that would be the second time he has been defeated in such a contest since becoming party leader. And his critics would seize on it as proof he cannot lead the party to victory. Worse, a popular defeat in Golden Isles would embolden internal rivals, sap morale, and weaken his negotiating position within the party heading into a national campaign. But to decline to contest is to lose a vital voice for the constituents, or worse, to appear weak, cowardly, or disconnected from the voters. This is not theoretical. Pintard, as reported in the media, has already publicly urged the Prime Minister to bypass this by-election and call a general election instead. He frames this as a matter of fiscal prudence and national sensibility. Why spend millions on a single seat when the country faces real economic challenges? But watch closely. His argument hides a far more self-interested impulse. In effect, he is crying for an early national election to escape the trap of the by-election. Seekers of political advantage seldom make such pleas purely out of principle. Pintard is trying to spin the narrative as one of responsibility, but the subtext is clear. Protect me from my vulnerability. And the weight of the internal party dynamics adds even more pressure. Pintard has already lost considerable support among party loyalists for not granting a nomination to former Prime Minister Hubert Minnis in the last cycle. That decision has left a fissure in the rank and file.